Hello, first graders, and happy Thanksgiving. Today we're going to read a book about two little boys. The title of the book is Jimmy and Joe Have a Real Thanksgiving. Looks like Jimmy and Joe have a lot of fun doing things together. Jimmy and Joe have a real Thanksgiving. Jimmy and Joe were playing ball. It was Thanksgiving Day. Jimmy's mother called, "Please come here. I need your help." There's Jimmy's mother. The boys went into Jimmy's house. "I have called Miss Jones 3 times," Jimmy's mother said. "She does not answer the phone." "Who is Miss Jones?" asked Joe. "She is new here," Jimmy's mother said. "She has no family. I asked her to come here for Thanksgiving dinner." "I didn't tell her what time to come," Jimmy's mother said. "Will you go to her house and tell her?" "We will hurry," said Joe. Jimmy's mother told the boys where Miss Jones lived. "Tell her to come here for Thanksgiving dinner at 4 o'clock, she said. Jimmy and Joe left the house. They walked down the street where the stores were closed. "No one works on Thanksgiving Day," laughed Jimmy. "It is a good day to stay at home," said Joe. "It was nice of your mother to ask Miss Jones," Joe said. Jimmy laughed again. "My mother likes to make people happy," Jimmy said. They found the house where Miss Jones lived. It was a yellow house with a blue door. "Look!" cried Joe. "Her newspaper is still here." Jimmy picked up the newspaper. "I will give the newspaper to Miss Jones," he said. Jimmy and Joe walked up the steps to the house. Joe rang the bell. No one answered. Jimmy looked through the window. "I don't see her," he said to Joe, "but the lights are on in the living room." "Maybe she has gone away," Joe said. "She wouldn't leave the lights on," said Jimmy. He tried to open the door, but the door was locked. They ran to the back door. It was locked too. They saw a light in the kitchen. "Miss Jones!" they called. There was no answer. "What can we do?" asked Joe. Then someone called, "Help! Help! Help! Someone in the house is calling us," cried Jimmy. "I see an open window," cried Joe. "Let's go in." They found a box. They put the box under the open window. Jimmy stood on the box and he climbed in the window. "Wait for me!" cried Joe. Then Jimmy helped Joe climb in the window. The boys stood in a dark hall. "No one is here," Joe said to Jimmy. "I'm scared," Jimmy said. "So am I," said Joe. The boys looked in the kitchen. No one was there. They walked slowly down the dark hall, and the lights were on in the living room, but no one was there. How scared they look. They don't see anybody. The boys stood near the stairs. "Help! Help! Help! I've fallen and I can't get up." "It's upstairs," whispered Jimmy. The boys started up the stairs. Jimmy missed a step, but Joe caught him. They could see a light in an upstairs room. They went into the room. An old woman was lying on the floor. She didn't move. "That must be Miss Jones," cried Jimmy. She fell on that rug. Near Miss Jones was a parrot in a cage. "Help," said the parrot. "Help," he said, "I can't get up." He wanted to help Miss Jones. So look, it wasn't Miss Jones crying for help. Who was it? The parrot. I wasn't expecting that. Was you? Jimmy went to the phone. He called the operator. "Please, please send an ambulance right away," he said. "Miss Jones is hurt." He told the operator where Miss Jones lived. Do you know what number he called? 911. Joe put cold water on Miss Jones' head. She opened her eyes. "Oh, I'm so glad you boys found me," Miss Jones whispered. "I don't know how long I have been on this floor." Soon a police car and an ambulance were at the door. Joe opened the door and the two men came rushing in with a bed. Two policemen came in. They put Miss Jones on the bed. "Come with me, boys," a policeman said. "Wait for me," cried the parrot. Joe picked up the cage. That parrot didn't want to get left, did he? The boys and the parrot rode in the police car. Miss Jones was hurt when she fell, Jimmy told the policeman. "She must have fallen on the rug." Then the parrot called for help, said Joe. Them parrots are smart birds," the policeman said. Smart bird, said the parrot. They came to the hospital. Jimmy and Joe went in the hospital with the policeman, and the boys saw Miss Jones in a small room. A doctor was with her. Jimmy and Joe sat on a long bench. The policeman talked to the doctor. Then they called, "Come along, boys. We'll take you home." They got in the car and drove away. "What will happen to Miss Jones?" asked Joe. "They will take x-rays to see what is wrong," said the policeman. "The doctor says she has broken her leg, and the x-rays will show where the leg is hurt. Then the doctor can help her." "Help her! Help her! Help her!" cried the parrot. The police car stopped at Jimmy's house. "What happened?" Jimmy's mother called. The boys told her about Miss Jones. They showed her the parrot. "Mom, can we keep the parrot for Miss Jones?" Jimmy's mother said, "Yes." And the boys said goodbye to the policeman, and then they went into Jimmy's house. "I'm so glad you helped Miss Jones," Jimmy's mother said. "Other people helped too," said Jimmy. "Many people work on Thanksgiving," said Joe. "I didn't know that until today." "Happy days," cried the parrot. "Happy days, happy days, happy Thanksgiving." Jimmy laughed, and so did Joe. Joe opened the door of the parrot's cage. The parrot hopped onto Jimmy's arm. "You helped Miss Jones too," he said to the parrot. Good bird, the parrot said. Boys and girls, this was such a wonderful book. Wait, we're not done. Maddie's going to bring you all a piece of white paper, and I want you to listen carefully to what I want you to do. When you get your paper, I want you to put your hand on top of it, just like this. And you're going to trace around your hand with a pencil or a crayon.
Wait, a black crayon?
I'm doing black because it shows up good. But you do whatever you want to do.
Whoa.
Now you're going to close your hand up, put you some turkey feet, and an eye, and a beak, little thing on top and put his waddle down here. And a wing. And on each finger, I want you to write something that you're thankful for on this Thanksgiving holiday. You can be thankful for your family or your friends like Jimmy and Joe. What's something else you could be thankful for? Hudson, he'd be teachers.
Cousins and friendly.
Cousins are part of your family. What's that? Math. Well, that's part of teachers and school. I'm thankful for all of you to have you in the classroom with me every day. When you finish with your turkey, color it, and you can take it home and show it to your family. Hey, don't forget. Say it, Nova. Don't forget.